EU5 has greatly improved, yeah, I think that's the wrong word to use. EU5 has greatly built upon the slavery system from EU4. Now, slaves are actual pops, actual people, meaning you can both raid coasts and capture people into slavery, as well as, do that whole slave plantation thing that happened historically during the time period. But you can also free the slaves, and as it so happens, well, it is somewhat a key ingredient and perhaps one of the most overpowered things you can actually do in EU5. All you need to do for that is indeed just free the slaves, a very specific set of slaves. Let me elaborate. But before I do, I have a request for you. As always, a like would be appreciated and a subscription would be amazing if you haven't already. I have previously set a very ambitious target of 100,000 subscribers, a very lofty goal indeed, but I do, dare I say, dream big, and I invite you to join me on that journey if you haven't already subscribed. Finally, as always, if you are getting EU5 or anything else in the Paradox store, well, please do use code Lemon Cake. It does help support the channel, but that is certainly enough self-shitting. Let's get into the video proper now. So, here we are in EU5, and I've gone straight over to India, because this is where I'm going to be demonstrating the slaves I'm referring to. So, we're going to have to go onto our pop map modes and look at the distribution of global slaves. And the first thing you're going to immediately see is just how many slaves there are in India, more specifically under the Delhi Sultanate. They are Sunni and they're able to enslave laborers of other religion groups. And in India, that's a lot of people. 20.7 million of the 40 million population inside of Delhi. So over half their population are actually slaves, 50.8% to be clear. The vast majority are in the south here, but there's also a bunch around the Bengal area. But okay, those are our targets, the people that we'll be freeing. And there's a couple options you could approach this, but the very specific option that I'm going to be employing is going to involve the Mahayana of Vijayanagar, a very powerful nation, but one we're going to be utilizing in a bit of an unusual way. Let me demonstrate why as we do get into the game. But to be clear, I'm going to be doing this in Iron enabled. Oh, why are achievements not enabled? Oh yeah, I turned debug on mode. 1 second. Alright, there we go. Enabled Iron Man, which does enable achievements, just to show I'm not cheating, dare I say. Again, sorry, I did test this before making the video. My apologies. There'll be less prep time in the future. Anyway, let's pop in. See, if we take a look at our Vijayanagar cultural breakdown, one of the issues we're going to actually notice is that we do not accept the Marathi people. In fact, they're not even tolerated. We are currently discriminating against them. And the problem is that indeed, if we zoom out and look at the culture map mode, most of the slaves that we'll be targeting here are actually Marathi, meaning we can't free them at the moment until we, well, actually accept them. So to do that, we're going to have to do a little bit of a setup before we actually begin. More specifically, we're going to have to go to our diplomacy, and I'm going to, up to you to how you want to do this, I'm going to create a custom subject over in this state over here as a fiefdom, as this hopefully keeps them nice and loyal. And then, after I've created them as a fiefdom, I'm going to go over to them, and I'm going to seed them some locations. Now, if we take a look at our population, we can see as we're seeding those locations, the percentage of Marathi pops is increasing. We want to get this to 1%. Rather unfortunately, this province gets us to 0.99%, so we have to seed them one final location, this location over here, and after doing that, we'll hit just over 1% Marathi in our nation. This does obviously decrease our population quite a bit, and arguably does also decrease our strength, but we'll manage. So there we go, we've now tolerated them, and what's important about tolerating them is we're now able to promote that culture. Notice we've done this without unpausing. So we're going to go ahead and appoint 2 cabinet ministers. We're going to need a very administrative and dip person. Okay, we have some excellent candidate for both. We're going to select this gentleman as our administrator, and then this gentleman as our dip person. Just keep an eye on some of these traits. They can be... That's pretty nice, but there's some basically that have plus 25% cabinet efficiency, and those do actually apply. We don't have any here. I believe the gurus have it. Nevertheless, then, we're going to set this person to increase control inside of our capital. And if you have higher control, you culture convert faster. And of course, our second dip person is going to be assimilating pops into our culture. Now, you can actually pick which culture you assimilate into, and in our case, of course, we're going to be assimilating into Marathi. Now, the reason we need to do that is that to promote them beyond that 1%, to promote them into an accepted culture, which means we're able to free them, we're going to need to have them as 2.5% or at least 1 million pops. And obviously, that's a bit harder to do. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on now. Right then, the other thing we're obviously going to be working on is we need to prepare for this upcoming war. They have a lot of troops, and after releasing that nation from us, we do not. The hopeful plan is the increase in control in our capital state would also help, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tough road ahead. We also don't have access to the early sergeantry, so that's going to hurt us. as that does mean, of course, we don't start with any manpower or ways to build a standing army. I'm going to queue it up, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go do the rest of the nation setup. I don't believe I need to show you, but we do very much need to optimize to win the first initial war against Delhi. It's going to be a non-trivial fight, but it should be the last difficult fight we ever have to fight, and I'll show you why later. And so yeah, now we just need to wait for Parliament. I'm going to be playing it safe, and I suggest you do it too. Delhi is going somewhere, so you can't put it off forever, but still, I do believe taking the extra levies from Parliament is a good idea, just to be on the safe side for the upcoming war. Okay, so we've hit 2.62% Marathi now, on the 6th of November, so right around that, we can now add them as an accepted culture. Perfect. This is unfortunately going to take us over culture capacity. It does hurt our efficiency of cabinet, but yeah, look, we'll probably want to switch into Marathi primary after we're done, and you'll see why. You'll see why. I'm also max minting because I'd rather have money for mercenaries, I've realized, and we can always deal with our inflation later when we've won the game, and you'll see why we're winning the game very soon. Alright, the monthsick is approaching, and we should soon be able to call Parliament, get those increased levies, and get ready for this war. There we go. We can now call Parliament. We'll be calling it in our capital. Increased ties to network. Oh, this would have been amazing normally, but honestly, really doesn't matter here. We're going to be most likely failing this. We just need the support. Sure, I will give aristocratic support. Please give me larger levies. Thank you. Aristocratic support, sure. Increase opinion. Whatever makes you gentlemen happy. I guess we could get a CB. Does it really matter? I mean, we're basically apparently screwed, but something tells me that I doubt they have 250k. Hopefully they don't. We'll find out. 25 stab. We can handle it. We can handle it. So I guess let's request additional taxes. Temporarily annoy our estates, but look, we need this money. We need to win this war. Let's go. All right, there we go. We've declared it, and hopefully the plan is, of course, yeah, all of their subjects are very disloyal as well, so they shouldn't be fighting. Oh, and naturally we're going to be utilizing the war chest by getting some mercenaries. We're going to have to hire a mercenary leader. That does remind me, I'll wait for this guy to be hired in 10 days just to see what our best general is, but when that's done, we'll see. If we don't have any good generals, we'll hire a good mercenary leader. If we have a good general, we won't bother with some mercenary leaders. So yeah, we'll see that in a second, right? So, there we go, army's up. We could certainly potentially have better generals. You know, this 93, yeah, probably want this guy, let's be honest here. Although, okay, actually, sorry, we want this guy. But okay, we're hiring here. He's going to be raising army and also our general, and hopefully going to be the person we attach these guys to as well. Okay, well, they're not showing up, so I'm going to grab some border ports. Also, they have, like, port level 2, but literally no one here to work the pops, because, as you may have guessed, the vast majority of these places are literally just full of slaves and no one else. Like, this province here is 91,000 slaves, and no one else is living here, so we're going to be causing a bit of a depopulation, as you may have guessed. Yeah, I think it'll be a while for them to get their troops in order. Indeed, most of the, instant siege on there. Very nice. And, well, it's not a lot of war score. They're a big country, but still, it's something. It's something. We'll be able to take defensive fights on these forts, and that's kind of important. Although I say that they're not the best forts to take fights on. I mean, -1s, still. Oh, they seemingly only now are raising levies? Fascinating. Okay, we've taken the 2 forts. Let's continue our rather cautious advance over here. Now, I have faced some serious allegations regarding my conduct here. Indeed, some have gone so far to say that these actions shown on screen here are sufficient evidence to call me a pussy. Now, my lawyers have advised me to refrain from giving any statements on the matter, but nevertheless, off the record, I do believe that you are what you eat. Alright, and there's the Delhi armies kind of forming up. Hopefully, we can mayhaps just snipe that stack. Get enough war score from that. Okay, the debates failed. That's fine, that's fine. Oh, are they going to go here? They could go in here. They could go in here. Or maybe they're going in. Okay. Be very cautious here. Let's see where they're going. They're going for it. Okay. Go, 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 go. Get there. Get there. Get there. Not that the mercenaries are going to matter too much, but still, okay. Okay, I think we just win this fight, and I think that'll be it. I think that'll be it. Alright, Daddy. Okay, there we go. 17 war score. Oh, never mind, of course, current war enthusiasm, they think they're so much stronger. And the problem is they're kind of evaluating all of their subject strengths, which are obviously disloyal and hence not that relevant. But yeah, should be able to keep pushing here. The nice thing, of course, is all these battles, even against these smaller stacks, are going to count for so much war score because we're so early on into the game. Oh, an agricultural boom. Oh, that's about to be really, really helpful. Don't worry as to why. Don't worry about why. Okay, they're coming back here. They're coming back here. I think I'm going to grab these occupations and march down, and hopefully that should be enough, because I think they're going to dilly-dally a bit. Okay, or at least not do anything that's going to hurt me, and then we'll be able to beat that stack up and be happy. Okay. Thing is, you have to be very careful. Delhi could get some random events to gain some extra royalty in their subjects temporarily or anything like that. So ideally, you keep this war nice, short, and sharp, because, yeah, they will just randomly have reinforcements like that one coming in. So, yeah, be very careful. Ooh, this is a plateau. Now, there is literally 0 people in the fort garrison here. So this might technically be an issue. But I'm sure it's fine. All right, let's wait for a moment, recover our morale. Beautiful, and let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We should have that, we should have that. Okay. General is, we've got the good one. Our mercenary? Yeah, okay, nice. All right, we catch them again. At least piecemeal. Now, I believe this is their subjects. Be very careful fighting their subjects. As you start to kill their subjects, their other subjects might start becoming more loyal. So something you have to be very cautious about when it comes to stabbing. But nevertheless, 5 war score is 5 war score. Okay, they're coming back here. This is a pretty non-trivial force, 30,000. Okay, okay. Hopefully we can still at least somewhat divide and conquer them, but this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Good move in here. Let's see. It's flat. Farmlands. We do hold the advantage. And at least our subjects are collaborating. Well, for now. I think we go for it. Okay, well, hopefully I don't regret this. Yeah, don't reinforce them, don't reinforce them. And we win this, right, please? Yeah, okay, we're trading quite well. Beautiful. I think they don't reinforce them, or at least if they start moving, they don't want to. Okay. Their right flank breaks should be another big win here. Yes, I think it is. I think it is now, yeah. Even if they get in, this will be a bad time for them to get in. Now, most certainly. Beautiful. And 12 war score. Okay, okay. I think past 50 is when there's the breaking point for them to start giving up. Okay, get them. I hope you see now why I waited for the extra levies. I think it's certainly doable without, but it helps a lot, okay? It helps a lot. All right, let's go in. I think this should be it. This should be it. I really hope I don't regret saying that, but I think that should be it unless they have a secret 300 stat general or something coming back. Nope, nothing too special. Should be a nice, clean win. Yep, their front line's collapsing. Beautiful. And with that, 52, which it means, if I'm not mistaken, there it is, perfect. We're going to want for Delhi to release all Vijayanagar slaves. Let's ask for war reps and as much money as we want. This is what I suggest you do yourself. Don't worry about taking land. We're about to make most of this land pretty much unlivable. And just in case there were a couple extra slaves you can go ahead and free, I'd recommend adding these guys and these guys to accepted culture as well. And now let's take a look at our population. We have 1.6 million population, right? And then when we free the slaves, we're going to have to wait for a month tick. And there we go. The month tick has happened. It does work. We've just gained 6.98 million people. The south of the Sultanate of Delhi has been practically depopulated to 0. All of these locations literally have like 1 person in them. Some of them not. Like there's 10,000 Banjaris over here, and obviously some of these Marathas managed to promote to peasants before we managed to free them. But we've freed the vast majority of the population here. And that means that if we take a look at our capital and the city of Raichu, they went to the cities. Did they? No, they went to Devadura for some reason. Okay, yeah. The population distribution of where they get free to can be a bit weird. We have 3.5 million peasants in Devaduje, which means you can build 179 fiber crops. But they're all working in subsistence agriculture, so we now become one of the greatest exporters of food, probably. Although, again, no, they're actually positive on food output. How bad is our capital? Okay, still positive. Not only can we still build 105 cotton RGOs. Wait, what's the max level? We can build 51. 51 glass guilds. Oh my god. Wait, no, is that because we're out of money? That's not because of the max level. That's because we're out of money. Wait a minute. I mean, I guess we can take some debt, although we're not really going to need to. You'll see in a second. Our economy is about to explode, because this is the absolutely broken stuff. It's not just a matter of having 3.5 million pops. It's a matter of having 3.5 million pops on a province with 100% control. And in this case, practically 100% control. let's demonstrate for another month tick. I'm speed 5ing it now because I'm not really microing. Yeah, we're great power number 2. We're great power number 2 as a kingdom rank, which is obscene. And the most ridiculous part, of course, is we now have 217k levies. We get 217k levies because of our insane control over all of this population. If we take a look at our economy, not much of an improvement, but still, once these RGOs and everything here is built, that's going to be so ridiculous. I don't think I can quite communicate the power of having 3.5 million pops. They're going to start migrating out. We are slightly over population cap, so this is going to get a bit worse. But while it is true some people will be leaving our country, the vast majority will be staying, and this is why this is absolutely broken. I'm actually going to go quickly take max debt just to, like, see, or at least take a lot of debt to just see how much we can, build this up to. We still run out of money. Like, we can build over 100 Tailor's Guilds. And if we take a look at the actual production efficiency, because we're in the early age, each early level of production builds, yeah, we're getting plus 1% production efficiency. We're going to have 84% production efficiency on these Tailor's Guilds when they're finished. This is absolutely and utterly broken and stupid. You're just not really meant to have 3.5 million people in your capital. And yeah, it's done an Iron Man for you to go enjoy yourself. Not particularly hard, as you may imagine. Like, I had to be careful in those fights, but absolutely winnable. And I didn't do anything crazy. I did the Snow Allies as well. So yeah, freeing the slaves, completely and utterly busted. And there's also, the case of really weakening Delhi and your future Bahmani's rivals, but that doesn't really matter too much because you're great power number 2, and look, the moment you get the Empire rank, you're going to be great power number 1. Empire rank just matters way too much for great power score. Oh yeah, you're absolutely qualified for Empire rank. But yeah, there's the population graph for, I guess, those interested. The tax base isn't really reflected yet, but as you may imagine, it'll be reflected in that very soon. With that said, that is unfortunately all the time I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, with a special thank you to all my channel members, especially Ark, Solar, Lemon, Lord Zendika, Nikas, Nanhatan, Star72, The Awesome Rabbit, Best for Gaming, Grandma Flavia, Lebarule, W Haste, Sov, Anthony35, AC Napo, Conspiracy Pizza, Yukata, Dan Ray, Marvy, Jack, Ryland, Stuart Allen, Andrew Black, Nebula, Centronic, Toynet, and Aquabird.